Hi all and welcome to Clive's Modelling Channel. Well, what can we say about this year? It's the last day of 2020, December the 31st. It's 4:05, looking at that. And yeah, what a year. I don't know about anybody else, but it's not been a good one for me. As of from September, I got given notice. So on the house we live in, we've been here 16 years, and the landlord has finally decided to sell up. So we've got until the 10th of March. We've had no such luck so far of finding anything. This will explain the reasons as to why there's been long gaps in me modelling on the social media and with the videos wise. You know, I've not been in too great a shape due to being out of work. You know, I got made redundant. Lost a job. Like I say, lost my house now. We're only until the 10th, so God knows what's going to happen. And then finally, the tip of the iceberg was losing me transport. Although I haven't lost it totally, but basically what happened was we had a gearbox fix at the beginning of the year. It's done a few thousand miles. Sorry, we had a gearbox fix last year. It's done a few thousand miles up until when the pandemic started, and then it broke. So the guy had it back. Long story short, he's basically holding the van to ransom, which he can't do by law. But he's had it for the last 4 months. So we've missed out on kids' holidays, and it's really taken its toll. I mean, there's obviously people out there a lot worse off than me, and a lot worse things happen to them than I have. But that just explains just the reasons why. You know, because everybody was wondering why my Mirage 2000 build stopped. Well, I need some decals for it. I can't afford the decals. Simple as that. So yeah, and this will explain as to why we're where we're at now. So without more further ado, that's the miserable bit over and done with, and I hope that everybody has had a safe year and they're all still here. So anyway, I opened my channel with this. This is when I first started out. This is the Airfix Hellcat. It's the 1/20 full scale job. I started off by showing, I think it was a bit of weathering on this wing around about here somewhere. It's a beautiful model. This one I've decided to model was from the VF84 unit. One of my friends has done me some stencils now, so I can at least finish off certain parts of it. The only thing I don't have is the Japanese flags that go on the fuselage. But yeah, what a kit! She's a beautiful kit. And hang on a minute, that's the phone. Good, someone's answered it. Yeah, sorry about it. But yeah, no, that's the Airfix Hellcat. She's a great kit. She goes together well. Got a beautifully detailed engine. When I get back round to getting this up and running again, hopefully my phone will be working properly. As at the moment, half the screen's blacked out due to I dropped it on the floor and it hit the corner, and just all the screen just melted into blackness. We've got new screens coming. So hopefully I'll be able to get it up and running, but it still records at the moment. So yeah, and I'll do a video on the engine and what I've done today. I've still not finished that. I still need to finish it off. So yeah, so there we go. So that's what I started my video channel off with, and I think I had about 6 or 8 subscribers. I don't know who they are, because I've never done YouTube before, and so I don't really know how to edit or how to find out from your YouTube channel as to who's watching you, who's subscribed to you. I don't know anything. All I know is that I just do a video with my phone, download it to YouTube, and bang, on it goes. So I'm very new and still kind of learning bits and bobs. So that was the first thing. That was the Hellcat. The second thing was the Mirage. Now the Mirage 2000, beautiful aircraft. This is her. As you can see, she's got this far. I've had to stop and put her down because the decals in the kit are the wrong colour and they're too bright and glossy. So there's a company in France that does a stencil sheet for this aircraft, the full stencil sheet. And when I get the money, I shall buy those and yeah, and get on with it and finish it. I'm looking forward to finishing this because this is one of my favourite aircraft. Can't beat a Delta. So yeah, so that's the situation as to why this has stopped. She's all covered up in a box up there on the shelf. So yeah, she's just waiting to be done. Again, the cockpit in here was it the Mirage 2000 build group is who I belong to, and there's 3 people on there. There's Eric Jolly, who done the cockpit in 3D printed with the ejection seats, and he also does a few other things which I've got, which are in the video. His stuff is superb. You cannot fault it. It is superb. So thanks very much, Eric. There's a big thanks to you. The second one was I think his name's Norbert from Reed Oak, and he does the figures, and I bought 2 pilots from him, and again the quality is unbelievable. It's all in the video. I think it's the part 2 video that they're in, and yeah, unbelievable. Just looks like the little man's real, you know, but he's solid. Anyway, another one. So again, Norbert, Reed Oak, thanks very much for those. And the last one is, I think it's FSMC, and that's Chris, and he's the one that does the decal stencils for this, and he does also some different artworks for different jets. So you can like get one where you'll have like a load of bombs, where they've dropped a load of bombs there in, you know, whatever war zone they've been to. But he does a very nice stencil set for the D, the N, the C and the 5N, I think it is. He also does a set of resin drop tanks as well. I haven't got a set of those. I mean, I'm using the kit tanks at the moment for this, just due to lack of funds. But again, the stuff that I've seen of it so far, it looks really nice. So when I get some money and get some decals for it, then I'll do a review on those. So that's the Mirage, and that's where we're at with her. She's all painted up. I've just got to colour the nose up a bit differently because of the greens. Two green matching this. It needs a little bit of, you know, sun fading or whatever, you know, a bit of wear and tear. But other than that, excuse me, that's the Mirage. Right, so that was that one done in the year. Then and then I did something totally out of the blue. A friend of mine sent me an Area 51 flying saucer, and within that kit came a figure. So I thought, right, okay, I'll never go out making the figure. I've never done a figurine. It's my first figurine, and yeah, shout out to Derek. An alien, a grey at that. Interesting. I've not done the saucer yet. That's got I think it's got 3 little aliens in it as well. But yeah, not really a lot you can say on this, is there really? But there he is, Derek. Hello, fellas. Good old Del. Anyway, you sit there, my old mate. Now, the only plane I definitely got finished this year, and I can't 100% say that it's definitely finished, because the outriggers, when I put them on, the jacks at the back of the outriggers that fold the outriggers up and down are just a tad too small. Now, it's a manufacturing fault, it's not mine. It's a difficult aircraft but to put together, but once you devise a way of putting these things together, they do look bloody superb. Now, I've got 3 of these, but not 3 GR3s. I've got 3 Airfix 24 areas. The other 2 are C areas. One is the FRS1, and the other one is the FA2. Now the FA2, I have got a conversion set for it. The only bit I'm stumbling upon at the moment is how to do the aerial on the tail fin, because nobody does the pitot tube. This is an aluminium turned pitot tube for this particular aircraft. I've got one for the FRS1, but for the FA2, nothing. Same with weapons, really. There's not a lot for that weapon wise. So this was the GR3, and as you can see, it's a big old lump. But the outriggers, the back jacking, I think that one I've just wedged up there for the moment. But the one on this side, he comes down. He's not too healthy at all. He just folds in and out. So there's nothing to hold him up. So never mind. Anyway, so yeah, it's got an engine in there, but I don't ever have these opened or so you can open them, because to me it seems a bit toy-like. So yeah, so I think yeah, I did it where you could take the PO tube off, PO tube, in-flight refueling boom off, because I was, at the time, I only had this one, and I had to ask some of the social media sites whether anybody had one, and they weren't going to use the IFR probe if I could have it, so I could put on the other two Harriers, and lo and behold, they came up trumps, and I ended up with another. So this one could, in theory, be stuck on for true. But anyway, that's the only one I've near enough got finished. Just the outriggers to do. That's it. Other than that, she's all varnished and deckled and everything. So that's the Harrier. The next thing after that I looked at was something that I've had for a little while now, and I thought to myself, you know, it's the only kit in 48 scale. I don't know, I've never seen another one, so it's the only one. It's the original. It's the only one, and it is the SR-71, the Blackbird. I started making this. I'd seen Sean off of Prime Model Works. He did one, and it was a very good one. It turned out real nice. And I thought to myself, I've got one of those, I'm going to give that a go. So I thought, right, but I've rescribed the whole bloody thing, and I've added a few touches to the glassware, and at the front here I think there's, yeah, so it's got like some film in there that makes it look a bit reflective, so it comes off of gold and red and, you know, yellowy and blue colours, rather than just staring at plain black glass. I filled in the joins. I've still got to sand them down. There was a nasty join there, so that's why it's got a bit of grey paint over it. But yeah, on the whole, it's quite a nice model. I mean, there's a guy on the internet at the moment, one of the forums, is building a 32 one from 3D printing, and he's doing a lot of scratch building to it. I think most of it is scratch built. There's only certain parts of it that are 3D printed. And there's another guy, Hypersonic Models, I think it is, and they're looking at 3D printing the whole thing as a kit. And Revell are looking to do an injection moulded one next year as a brand new tool, not this. So yeah. So anyway, that's me Blackbird. So I started down. I've got this far with it, but I've had to put it down because it is a bloody an intense build. You know, when you've got to rescribe things, and when you sand it down and then the line disappears, you've got to rescribe it again, you know, try and find out, and it's just, it can do your head in. It can do your head in. So, but anyway, there we go. That's the Blackbird, the SR-71. So I've got that there. So then that went down. A lot to go with the shelf of doom, isn't there? The other one I pulled out. Now this has been going 22 years. If you type in to Google Hella 1125 A380, right, you'll get a picture of my fuselage like that. on there, and it's in the art forums, and it was 22 years ago I worked it out. Well, it's finally got to this stage. It's got its wings attached, the fuselage is painted. It's a bloody horrendous model. It's lovely size, beautiful looking, but it's horrendous. It all comes in sections. Those sections are in halves as well. So basically what I did to make life a bit easier was joined all the sections together to make 2 halves and did it like a normal plastic kit. The wings are full of sink marks everywhere. That's top and bottom. The best thing about this aeroplane, and I say the only best thing about this aeroplane, was the engines. I don't think I've had any qualms with them whatsoever. They were just nice to build. They're kind of like a little model with their own, and they were nice to build. They've gone on the aircraft, no hassles, nothing. But everything else has just been one thing after another. It really has. It's a very, very trying kit. If you want a trying kit, this is the one. You'll see how good your modelling skills are after it. So this is definitely the kit to buy if you want to test your nerves or test your skill level. So yeah, so there you go. So there's that. So that was the Helles A380. Then after I'd done that, I decided that I'd finish off the 32 Tornado GR1 that's been sitting on my shelf for the last year. But I kind of thought came and went, and in the end I ended up picking up another 32 kit that I'd started some time ago, and that was the Red Arrows, the Revell 32 Hawk. So yeah, I've done quite a bit to this one. I put a aluminium APU exhaust in there. I put some brass pipes on the back. I've done some brass work there. I filled in some of the holes. I put some strengthening plates. I actually did some stress marks down this part of the fuselage. As a matter of fact, if I get a pointer, so this part of the fuselage here, it's got like stress ripples in it. I don't know if I can. I don't think you can see it on the camera, and the light's not in the right direction for it. The only disappointing thing was with this kit, you had the decals were very see-through, so the white wasn't very good. I did think of spraying the white line, but again I thought, yeah, nah. So lucky enough, I've been out and I'd bought 2 of these. So I got the other Red Arrows kit, and basically what I did was I put both sets of Red Arrows, and they included the roundels, the Royal Air Force markings and that, so, and the underside. So that's all double layered. There are some parts that have had a little splash of paint on them, but as a whole, it's just been what it is with, like I say, the red paint. The red paint I used was Toolbox Red from Halfords. It's quite nice looking for red. You know, it's not too over red, and it's not dull red. The plane looks a little bit dull at the moment because it hasn't got its gloss varnish on. But once I'll get a can of that, I'll get it all sprayed up, and yeah, Bob's your uncle. So yeah, so that was that. And not only that, with that I also did this, which was the camo version. This is quite a famous plane. Just here on the side, pointer wise, just here on the side, you've got a little nameplate. And I don't know whether you ever remember, but years ago there was a programme on the BBC, and it was called Madness in the Air, and it was about a guy called Simon Mead who joined the Air Force and was an up-and-coming display pilot. This is the actual plane he used. It was this one. This was his aircraft. That's his name on the front, and Z for Zulu. It's the aircraft that he used in the making of that programme, rather. And then he further went on in his career to, I think it was Red Arrows, joined the Red Arrows, and I don't know what he does now, but anyway, but that's that. So then that was that one. And then because I had another Hawk, which was another Red Arrows one, I decided, right, okay, instead of doing a Red Arrows plane, I'll do it as a trainer. So I've got a red, white and grey trainer. So this is the training version. And he's all masked up to have another coat of white because there was a little blemish in the tail there. I think it was an eyelash or something got on it. And there was a little bit of nasty glue shrinkage around there. So yeah, so that was that. So that's all ready to be done when the air warms up out there a bit. What else have I got? The other one was yeah, another Tornado I started. This is to be made into a GR4. So basically these two pods, these are mine, resin cast. Stuck them on. Thought, right, this will be a GR4, grey one. I know at the moment it's got the tail fin for the 41 Squadron anniversary bird, but although I made my own decals, and I've got the decals for this one, I don't know at the moment whether I'm still going to stick to it or whether I'm going to change my mind. But we'll see when I get round to that part of it. So that was that one. This has been sitting around for a little while. But the one I did pick up, which I went back to on the shelf again, and I thought, you know what? Let's definitely finish it off. And that was this bird. And I've got her up on the IPMS site for the Tornado SIG. She's on there at the moment. But yeah, I decided to do a grey and green bird from the Dambuster Squadron. But then I thought to myself, you know, I don't really, it's a bit, I've seen lots of Dambusters ones in grey and green, but what about one that's just come back from the Gulf? And as I found out that the paint was put on, but it was very hard to get off, especially after being in the desert for a long length of time, and you know, it's well and truly baked on. And I only found that out through a comment that was put on one of my posts on the IPMS SIG forum. And yeah, so there you go. So that's me Tornado. There's the underside. Got some bombs on her. There's not really a lot to do now with her. She's nearly finished. I think I've got a couple more stencils to go on. And then I've got the chairs, the two ejector seats. I've still got to do them, and oops, and they're here. Well, there's one anyway, and I don't know if that's focusing on it. I can see a little corner of it, but basically it's just it just needs weathering. A little bit of a wash over it. That's it, she's done. A couple of transfers stuck on her. That should be it. Pretty much think I've covered everything now. As you can see, probably behind me there's stacks of planes where I've started building them. And yeah, they've just ended up on the pile. They'll all get done. They'll all get done. When I get my new when I get my new shed, which I started building a shed here to do all this in and move into, so that one of my kids could have this room. But unfortunately now we got to move out, so kind of production has stopped on the shed. Don't really know what we're going to do with it. But I know one thing is the landlord doesn't want it, so I'm either going to try and see if I can take it with me, or I'll have to just burn it to the ground. It seems a bloody shame, but there we go. Oh, just one other thing. My wife got me Mark 5 Spitfire. Now, I like both schemes. One's from Debden, which is Essex, and the lower one is from, the RAF one is from Biggin Hill. Biggin Hill's not far from me. It's about half hour, 40-minute drive up the road. The other airfield I've not heard of, but that was the Yankee one, the one that's on the box art. Gotta love a Spitfire, ain't you? Especially when it's the Airfix new tool. That's one that's going to be up and coming in the new year. So hopefully I'll have that on video. The other one is this thing. Now, I didn't know until I got it home that it's actually a limited edition. I think there was only 300 of these put out worldwide. So I've got one. It's a nice kit. A few tricky bits in it. But the decal scheme for it is quite something else. So yeah, getting my work cut out with that one. I've also got the book on the Dark Falcon, so I'll leave that to when I get round to doing it. Well, that's it. I suppose all there's left to do now is to give a bit of a shout out, and so I'm just making sure that my daughter doesn't come busting through the door. No, right. Yeah, shout out. Now, the one and only shout out I've got to give is to Gavin Booth. A massive thank you to you, Gavin, for promoting my site on your YouTube account. I started off, I think I had 6 or 8 members. Within a week or two, I think it was, I went up to about 27, 28 members. And in the last week, I've had another few members join. I think now in total I've got 35 members. If it wasn't for you, Gavin, because I don't know what I'm doing with YouTube, I don't know how to, get members in. I don't know what you do. I just thought you just post it on here and all in sundry. You could see it if they look it up. But without you promoting my YouTube channel on your channel, I can't thank you enough. You're a top fella. I've watched all your videos up till now, and I'm sorry I haven't commented or liked any of them. It's just that life here has played a bit of a ball ache, and there's quite a bit going on, but I can always go back and do it, so I will. And yeah, I did feel for you in the so I thought something was falling down then. I did feel for you in your when you got your medal. Well done on that. And sorry for the loss of your best mucker, because yeah, I know how that feels. I've, unlike you, you've gone out and bought yourself a, or I don't know, whether you had 2 dogs at the same time, I don't know, but I never got over my one. He was my life and soul, really. He went everywhere with me. He used to drive in the lorry with me when I used to drive the trucks. Yeah, he was, yeah. But I don't know. The kids want a dog now, so maybe in the new year I'll treat him to a dog. Again, it all evolves around work, doesn't it? Everything evolves around money in this life. It's horrible, but I don't know, it's just the way it is, isn't it? But yeah, no, I felt for you in that video. I think I was, well, I know for a while I was tearing it up when you was tearing it as well. But no, I can't thank you enough, Gavin. That's real special. That is real special. For what you've done, by giving me a shout out. There are a few other channels I watch, but I'd say out of all the channels that I constantly watch, yeah, Gavin, you stick out amongst the crowd by a long shot, because there's no one like you on the other videos I watch. There's people like you, to do with, because I also like fishing, and radio controlled stuff as well. But even compared to some of them, you still stand miles above them. So yeah, thanks very much for promoting my channel on your channel, and thank you to all of my subscribers. And I am going to end it now on a good note, and that is, I wish you all a happy new year, a safe new year, and a great new year for modelling, and I just hope all your lives get a lot better and we can all go back to enjoying ourselves once again. So thanks very much to Gavin Booth for promoting my channel on your channel, and I wish you all the luck, and I wish you a very happy new year, son. Thank you very much indeed, and your subscribers and my subscribers, because obviously they've come across from you. I wish all of you the same as well. So for me, it's bye-bye. Best of luck. I haven't got anything to cheers you with, but if I did, I would. Have a safe one, and let's enjoy 2020 again with some new stuff, new material, and I'll try and post up some regular videos for the new year and see if I can get me channel going a bit better than what it is. So yeah, anyway, cheers a lot everyone, stay safe, happy new year, see ya.